Hi everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet.
And this is Anaya from Anaya's Toy Box. And that's Bunnie from Anaya's Toy Box.
So those are my kids, they're here with me. And Anaya's Toy Box, by the way, without the crochet, is my daughter's channel.
Yay!
Okay, so I'm here to do a tutorial with you. So this is not for me gonna be finished all in one go, but you guys, you'll hopefully see it all in one go. I'm making a tutorial of this little bunny here.
And Albert.
I'm not making a tutorial of Albert. Her name is Bunnie, B-U-N-N-I.
And that one is Albert.
And this is Albert. Now, Albert and Bunnie have the same body, and the only difference is like the details, like the ears and the tail. And I think the tail might be the same, but the ears and the muzzle and stuff like that. Now, I sell this pattern for $3.50 on both Ravelry and Etsy. And what you get is you get the instructions of the body and instructions of the details for 3 animals. I do not have the dog anymore because my nephew liked it, so he got it.
Could I say something real quick?
Say something real quick.
You could switch off Albert's clothes and to Bunnie's clothes.
Yes, I'm going to get to that. So both of these have the exact same body and the details are different. And each one has, there's 3 sets of clothes. Bunnie's wearing a dress. Albert is wearing overalls. And the dog is wearing a set of jeans and a shirt.
Okay, it's my style.
Okay. So I just want to show you that if you buy the pattern, you can, change their clothes. They are fully interchangeable, the clothes, because they have the same body. So what fits Bunnie will fit Albert. Now this is going to distress my kids.
Not me.
Okay, well, my son, because he does not like Albert wearing a dress. So we're doing this for you guys.
He just face palmed.
Yeah, we're doing this for you guys, even though he's a little distressed. Okay. So you could see that they're interchangeable clothes. Now don't look if you don't want to.
Okay,
all right?
bye.
He's not looking because it just distresses him to see Albert in a dress. Okay, for some reason I'm having a little trouble putting Bunnie in. I will pause the video, put her into her overalls so you could see her in her overalls, okay? Okay, so I'm back and she's wearing her overalls. They're interchangeable. You can choose, if you buy the pattern, you can choose whatever clothes you want. So you want to make the bunny, and make the overalls, you can do that. There's a little hole over here for the clothes, not on the dress, so that it stays up. Anyways, so this is how you do it. This is the bunny that I chose. I am not going to be showing all 3 of the animals. I am only going to show how to make the bunny and how to make the dress. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Anyways, hold on 1 second while I'll switch them back, and then I will start telling you what you need for this tutorial. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to be making this dog right here. There's something about bunnies. The reason I chose this over the dog or the bear is this toy bunnies just get to me. I love them. I just love making them.
Super adorable.
I find them super adorable. And if I see a cartoon with a toy, someone carrying around a toy bunny, I am known to pause it and take a screenshot or take a picture of it for future reference. Not that I've ever made. I made once a bunny from a cartoon, but that's about it. But I still want to. It's just, we all have projects that we want to make and we can't get to. Anyways, for this tutorial, I am going to be using Everyday yarn, Premier Everyday yarn in the colorway Chinchilla. This is a 4-weight yarn.
Chinchilla.
You can make, chinchilla.
Wait, that's ironic. That's ironic.
And also, the bunny weighs 3 pounds.
It does?
What?
That was very odd. Okay, anyways, I'm using a 4-weight yarn. And this one I made with DK yarn. This is made with Paint Box, Simply DK. All of it, every part of it is made with Paint Box DK. But this one I'm using a 4-weight yarn. With this pattern, you can use 4-weight yarns if you like. You could use 5-weight yarns if you like. You could use 6 weights or 7 weights. You could use
10 weights.
You can use 3, 2, 1. you can use crochet thread. You can use whatever you like. This is amigurumi. The size of your yarn doesn't matter. The shape of the doll will be the same no matter what you use. Please stop shaking the table.
Okay.
No matter what you use, the shape of the doll will be the same. So you could make it any size. You could use any weight yarn you want, and it's just going to change sizes. So at the end of this, I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to see that this little guy or this little girl is going to be smaller than the one I'm making right now. That's the only difference. You're just going to get a smaller doll, and that is okay. Now, I am going to be using a 3.25 millimeter hook. You can use whatever size hook you like. If you just need to make sure that if you normally use, okay, if over here on this yarn it says use a 5.5 millimeter hook, don't use a 5.5 millimeter hook. You're going to get a doll that has lots of holes in it. You'll see the stuffing through it. Use, I think at the smallest I would say, at the biggest I would say use a 4 millimeter hook. I would still suggest smaller. As you can see, I'm using a 3.25 millimeter, but I would say don't go higher than a 4 millimeter. Okay, so I'm going to start. You're also going to need, I was about to start the tutorial and I didn't finish saying what I need to say. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a stitch marker, as we're going to be working in spirals, and you're going to need some stuffing. So I keep my stuffing in this bag instead of like carrying a huge bag of stuffing, but you're going to need stuffing. Those are all. I don't wire these dolls. If you like to wire dolls, if you're making this not for a child and making it for display purposes and want it to be flexible, I do have a tutorial up on how to wire the dolls. But this particular doll will not be wired. I am just going to show you how to crochet it. Alright, so, okay, I'm back. I brought my pattern. I believe I mentioned this, but I'm a digital girl. I have everything digitally stored, mostly because I don't have place to keep a whole bunch of printouts of patterns.
That's where I got it from.
Mostly it's because I don't have enough space to keep a whole lot of printouts. So I have my pattern in front of me. Again, if you want to follow along with me, by all means follow along with me. If you want the written pattern, please go to Ravelry or Etsy. The links are down below, and you could find the pattern called Animals in Clothes, and you'll be able to make this with the pattern. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the arms. So you make a magic ring. This is how I make a magic ring. I'm not sure how you can make it however you make it, but I'm stingy. I don't want to use up my yarn, so I keep long tails, but I try not to keep long in the beginning. So I hold my yarn between my thumb and my index finger, and I kind of wrap it up and make an X around my index finger, and then I hold it with my pinky and my ring finger. Then I kind of pull this out so it's not on my finger anymore. I'm still holding it. I put my hook through the little hoop, hook the yarn behind it, pull it up, and make a chain. And that is my magic ring. Hold on 1 second.
We are 100%.
Okay, so now that you have the magic ring, the arm's really simple. This is not a hard pattern. Anyone can do this. So now that I have the magic ring, I will make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, let me move this so she's not in the way. 1, 2, I like to undo this so it's easier to pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now that I have 6 single crochets into my magic ring, I will take the loop and I'll tighten it, and I'll tighten it well. So now that it's tightened, I kind of like to shape it so that it lies flat like this. And now what I'm going to do is this round, I always put my stitch marker in the first stitch. So I'm going to start this next round and then put my stitch marker in. In this round, I'm going to go up to 9 single crochets in the round. And so I'm going to be doing a single crochet and then an increase and then a single crochet and then an increase 3 times. Okay, so I'm going to do a single crochet and increase, a single crochet and increase, a single crochet and increase. So this I'm going to do 3 times. 3 times I'm going to follow that pattern. So I'm going to go do a single crochet into my first stitch. I don't know, for some reason the first stitch that I make after the magic ring I find incredibly hard to do. But here we are, my first stitch is done. I'm going to put my stitch marker here to mark the beginning of my round, and I will be back. Okay, next time I will definitely take over my daughter's room. I think it's easier. Okay, so increase, and then we're gonna do another, please stop shaking the table.
Okay.
Single crochet, increase. This time, I don't know if you saw, if anyone saw my Valentine's heart tutorial or my heart keyring tutorial. I didn't count my stitches. Hi.
Hi.
All right, so I'm on the last increase right now.
What the heck just happened?
Can you turn off the light, please?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to count my stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wrong light. I need that light.
Oh, wait, what?
That light.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 single crochet. Now from this point, you're going to do 9 single crochets in every stitch around for 22 rounds. So I'm going to do one more round with you, and then I'm going to pause it, and then you can, you know, I'll come back and join you at after 22 rounds.
Did you pause it?
No, I didn't pause it. Okay, so here I did 1 single crochet. Can you take it to your room, please? Thank you.
Why can't you take over Asam's room? And have the space.
Okay, so 1, 2. For some reason I'm having a hard time getting into the stitches. I think it's because I'm very incredibly distracted right now. Okay, so I'm going to do one more round. I'm going to finish this round with you, and then I'm going to go off and give you some quiet to work on your thing. Yeah, tutorials. I want to do them. I do. But it's hard. It's hard to do them. Okay, so this is, I have right now 3 rounds done. 1, 2, 3. So continue like this, just doing a single crochet in every round. Move your stitch marker up every single time, every start of the round, until you have 22 rounds, and then come back and join me. Okay, I'm back. I finished 22 rounds of the arm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I on camera? I don't think I was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I did 9 single crochets from round 3 to 22. And I just finished that. Now, I didn't stuff because I forgot to tell you to stuff. I didn't stuff on this one, and it's because it was DK yarn and I just felt like it was too thin for stuffing. But I feel like if you don't stuff it, it's going to get really flat. So I'm going to stuff. Normally I like to stuff as I go, but I forgot to tell you to stuff, so I didn't. So what I use is the stuffing tool that comes out of, you know, the stuffing bag that you get. It comes with a stuffing tool. I use that, and I got kind of, I like to do it as I go. I really, really like to do it as I go. But I didn't this time, so I just feel like if you do it as you go, you're controlling how much stuffing you're putting in, and you're making sure there's no lumps and everything as you go. Whereas if you're doing it later, it's kind of hard to make sure there's no lumps. So I just stuffed it really lightly. Let me just double check. I think this one has still a little bit more stuffing, so I'm going to try to make it even. Here we go. I think that's good. See, this is what I don't like. Let me just squeeze this a little bit so I can even up the stuffing. Pull it up up a little bit. Oops, not that much. All right, so here we go. 2 arms. Oh, I wasn't supposed to show you the arm yet. Okay, so now that you're here, this is round 23. And what you're going to do is you're going to crochet the top of your, my iPad went to sleep. I have to put my code in again. Okay. So what you're going to do right now is crochet across through 2 stitches to close it up. So this is what you do. You take your crochet hook here and come out to the stitch opposite it, like that. So you put it into 1 stitch, come out the opposite stitch, and you make a single crochet. You go through both stitches and just make a single crochet like that. So let me show you again. You put it in through 1 stitch, in through the opposite stitch when you fold it over, pull through, treat it like 1 single crochet, like you pull through both stitches at the same time, and then you yarn over and close it. Finish up your single crochet. So you put your hook through this stitch, the next stitch, and the one opposite it. You hook the yarn, pull through, then yarn over again and pull through. And you do it 1 last time. You'll have 1 stitch left over, but that doesn't matter. And so you're going to have 4 single crochets closing up the top. Now you cut the yarn, you leave a long tail. I'm not going to leave a long tail, and you'll see why later. But anyways, you leave a long tail for sewing, and you cut your yarn, and you got an arm. And then you make yourself another arm the same way. And ta-da! I've already done that. Magic of TV, except I already showed you the arm. Anyway, so once you have 2 arms, you put those aside. You don't need those 2 arms at the moment. I always, no matter what the pattern says, I always do the arms first. And you will see why when I reach the body. Okay, so now we're going to start the legs. So we're going to do our magic ring again. I hold the yarn between my thumb and my index finger, or my pointer finger. Wrap it around my arm, kind of make it like a X here. Wrap it around my finger. I pull this off my finger. Hold on to it so it stays the way I put it. Put my yarn through the hoop. Hook this yarn, pull it through, and make a chain stitch. And that is my magic ring. I always untwist it. If you keep it twisted, it's really hard to close. So I always untwist it as soon as I've got it secured. So now I'm going to make, again, just like the arms, 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 single crochet into my magic loop, and then I am going to tighten it. Once I tighten it, I manipulate it a little bit so it lies flat, and then I will start my next round. Again, I always put my stitch marker in the first stitch of the round. So I'm going to make my first stitch, which I'm going to go off camera for this because I always find it difficult to get into that first single crochet in the magic ring after you make the chain. Actually, any single crochet after a chain, I find it hard to get into. I guess I crochet too tight. All right, so here I am. I'm into the stitch. This is my first stitch. This round is going to be a round of 6 increases. What does that mean? It means you do increases in every single crochet. So here's my first stitch. I'm going to go back into the same single crochet and make another single crochet. This is a really easy pattern for all of you who wanted to make this, make something like this. This is definitely something you can do. So I made I'm going to make 2 single crochet in the second stitch, 2 single crochets in the third stitch. Hopefully I'm on camera. My iPad went to sleep. It's okay. It's okay. It can go to sleep. I don't really need the instructions from now on. So increase in every single stitch, which is 6 single crochets. And that's my last one. Now, what we're going to do, okay, I do need it because I need to tell you how many rows. Now we're going to just work the same way as we did the arm. We went up to 9 single crochets, and then we worked till round 22 of just single crocheting in every single stitch. Well, in this particular case, we're going to continue doing that, except we're going to do from round 3 to 28, 12 single crochet in every stitch, in every round. Sorry, not in every stitch. That would make it really weird. You're going to make 12 single crochet in every round. So you have a total of 12 in every single round until you get to round 28. So I'm going to do one round with you, and then I'm going to get off camera and I will come back. Maybe here, maybe in a different location. Right now my kids are not in the living room, so it made it a little less distracting for me to do this. Oh, by the way, stuff as you go. Stuff as you go. If you're somebody who's comfortable just continuing and doing your amigurumi and then stuffing, then by all means do that. But for me, it's always stuff as I go. I don't like the way the stuffing looks if I do it at the end. I feel like it gets lumpy. Some parts get more stuffing, some parts get less stuffing, and I like to control how much stuffing goes into my amigurumi pieces by stuffing as I go. And I have always been like that. So anyways, I'm almost end of the third round, which is a 12 single crochet. And you're going to do the third round over and over again by making 12 single crochet, which is 1 single crochet in every stitch for every round until round 28. So let me just count with you how many stitches I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I lost that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 single crochet, and I'm going to continue doing 12 single crochet in every round until I reach round 28. When you do that, when you reach 28, you fasten off and you make another leg. So you're going to go up to 28. When you're at 28, you cut the yarn, close it off, and then you make another one. You start that one. The second leg, you do not cut the yarn. You're going to keep your yarn in that second leg. So I'm going to let you do both legs. I have already done one, so I'm going to just finish this particular leg. See, I've already done one. So I will finish this leg, and then I will come back to you and show you how to start the body. Again, you're at round 3 at the moment, so 4, 5, all the way up to 28. 12 single crochets. When you get to the last stitch, you fasten off, you cut your yarn and you fasten off, and you put it aside. And then you start your second leg. This is my second leg. You do the same thing from round, start with 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Second round is increase every stitch, which is 6 increases, which equals 12 stitches. And then from 3 to 28, you do 12 single crochet in every round. And once you have 2 legs, come back, and I will come back then too when I have 2 legs, and I will show you how to start the body. Okay, so you should have worked one leg and then done the second leg and kept your working yarn on the second leg. So now we're going to start the body. I'm going to take off the stitch marker because at this point the stitch marker placement is going to change, so we don't really need to have it there. So what you're going to do now is we're going to start on the body. So we're going to do 6 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to pick up the next leg. I always work on, like with this one, you don't have to find the inner thigh because it's a straight leg. The shaping is not going to change if you don't know what the inner thigh is. So on a project like this where it's straight and it doesn't really matter where I start, I always start on the single crochet after my last single crochet of the leg. Am I showing? I like working on this single crochet right here. So I chained 6 and I'm going to go into this single crochet. Right there, like this. All right. And now I'm going to work 11 more single crochet on this leg for a total of 12 on the leg because there's 12 stitches. So 1, 2, I have a quiet house right now. There's a snowstorm going on outside and my kids wanted to play in it. So they're playing in it. And I get to be home alone. And so I can make this video with very little distraction, which is great. Okay, and hopefully I can do this video. So now I have gotten to the end of the 12 single crochets. I'm on to the first leg. Remember the first leg I made, I cut the yarn. So that's where I just did the 12 single crochet. Now I'm going to do 6 single crochet on the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this small thing is a 6. I like working on the back loops when I'm joining. Some people will work on the side and it's certainly easier. So if you want to do it, I would say go for it because seriously, it's easier. But I'm very particular about the finishing of my projects. And if you look, the finishing is much, is it showing? I'm showing her privates here. But the finishing of the join is much nicer if you work on the back loops than if you work on, you know, the side here and then on the other side over there. So I work on the back loop. It is a little bit trickier because getting into, especially this first chain, I don't know, I always have trouble. I'm going to go off camera and do it just to make it easier. So I'm just going to do this stitch and I'll be back. Okay, I'm so glad I went off camera because the yarn kept on splitting while I was trying to do this. But anyways, I'm on the back loop on the chain and I'm going to do, I also call it the spine. In some of my patterns you might see it called as the spine of the single crochet. See, you could see it's still split. But anyways, I did the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. I will continue working on the back loop. Again, this is not the easiest thing to do, especially since I'm using a small hook for this yarn. Oh, it keeps splitting. I don't know. Most of the time, yarns don't split on me. I use, you know, Caron Simply Soft, which everyone says splits a lot. And it doesn't split on me that much. But this one, it doesn't split on me that much. But in this particular place, I am having a little bit of trouble. But anyways, I'm at the end. As you can see, I'm working on the back loops of the chain. You don't have to work on the back loop. Do whatever is easier for me. For me, I like the finishing. It is harder to do. And I like the finishing better on the back loop. So now I'm here. Oh my gosh, my camera keeps shaking. I don't know how to change that. I always thought it was my kids knocking on the table last time. All right, so now I'm going to go back onto the loop, the second leg, or the one where you didn't cut the yarn. And I'm going to work 12 single crochets around each stitch here. So 1, 2, 3. I was just working on a shawl, which means my tension was looser. And so I think I'm being extra careful to keep my tension not loose, like tight at this particular point because I don't want it to be loose. But anyways, I am almost done. So now I am in the other side of the chain. And if you look at this, this looks like any regular single crochet. You can't tell that it's the chain. So I'm going to do, I have 6 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And so I'm going to single crochet into each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, my iPad went to sleep. 5, 6. And my stitch marker will go right here to mark the beginning of the row. Now, the stitch marker, I got confused with this when I first started amigurumi and I was doing this. My stitch marker was on the leg and then I continued going around and somehow it just changed everything. And I didn't realize that now that I'm starting a different section of my project, I need to move the stitch marker where it's appropriate for this section. So now that I'm finished working on the leg, I don't keep my stitch marker on the leg. I need to go to the appropriate place for the body. And so this is the appropriate place after I've gone and single crocheted the round, which meant onto this one stitch around this leg, well, 1 single crochet in each single crochet on this leg, 1 single crochet in each single crochet on this leg, and then the 6 single crochet on either side of the chain. I got to my first stitch. So I should have a total of 36 stitches. So let me just count it and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's the first, or the first leg. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Perfect. So now that I have 36 single crochets, let me just check the pattern so I don't tell it to you wrong. You're going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch until you get to round 4. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Yeah. Okay. So right now, this right here, where there's like a 2 stitches, that was round 1 of the body. When you get to round 4, which means 2, 3, 4, 3 rounds, you're going to just do 36 single crochet around. So you go ahead. I'm going to get off camera. I want to keep this video as short as I can. So I'm going to get off camera and I'm going to continue doing 36 single crochets around every, which means single crochet into every stitch until I get to round 4, and then I will show you again. Okay, so I am now on round 4 of the body. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do round 5, which is 4 single crochet, decrease 6 times, which means I'm going to do 4 single crochet and decrease, and I'll do 4 single crochet and decrease, and I'll repeat that 6 times. And at the end of the round, I should have 30 stitches. So I'm going to do, I know I'm slow. Oh, by the way, see, no little gaps here because I use the back loop. It's a little harder. It's a little thing, at least for me, especially since I crochet so tight, getting into the stitches are hard, but I totally think it's worth it. But you're making your doll your way, always, always, always. And so you do it your way. I would never, ever presume to say to anyone who's making something that is their work of art to say, hey, you're doing it wrong. It's meant to be done like this. That's not me. Okay, I lost count. I'm pretty sure I'm on the 4th stitch, but I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So now it's for the decrease. When I say, okay, 1, 2. I hope I can finish the body with you guys today. I don't know how long my kids are going to be out. There's a snowstorm and they're playing out in the snowstorm because they love it. Their dad took them. And so I have the house to myself. I don't know if I said that already. I might have already said that. So I'm filming. But I do have to go and cook soon. So I might not finish the body before today. So I am almost, I have 2 more of the repeat for this row to do, and then I'm at the end. And I'll pause again then because you're going to be working just 30 single crochets for a bit. 4 and then decrease. So now we're on round 6. Here's the 2 that we started off with, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, we're on round 5, not 6. I got confused. We're going to start round 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so from round 6 to 12, which is how many rounds? 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 rounds. For 7 rounds, you are going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So each round is going to be 30 single crochet. 1 single crochet into each stitch, and each round will be 30 single crochet, and you're going to be doing that from round 6 to 12. And when you get back, I'll get back to you, when I get there. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm on my last couple of stitches for this round. Here we go. That's the end of round 12. I forgot to turn back my iPad on. So let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm not. Let me just count that again. I think I counted it wrong. Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I didn't. I counted wrong before. Coming back. So I'm back. So right now, if you haven't already, normally I would have already been doing this. But because I was off camera, I didn't want to do it then. Make sure you stuff the body. I mean, obviously not all the way to the top because you don't want the stuffing to be caught on your stitches, but stuff as much as you can. So I just stuffed each leg individually, the tops of the legs, which I never stuffed to the top because I don't want my stuffing to get caught into my stitches, which happens when I overstuff it at the beginning, but I do stuff as I go. Like I said, I like the control it gives me on how much stuffing goes where. So anyways, now I am on round 13. On round 13, we're going to do 8 single crochet and then decrease, and we're going to do that 3 times. So I'm going to work 8 single crochet and do a decrease. So here I am. 1. You know, I hope I'll be able to get this video out to you guys this week. Depends on how much time I have to do the rest of it, but hopefully this body I'll be able to finish today. So remember, 8 single crochet and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And like I told you guys before, for me, or I told you maybe in a different video, for me, decreases automatically mean invisible decrease. So if you don't know how to do an invisible decrease, you go onto the front loop of your stitch. You kind of turn your hook down like this and go into the front loop of the next stitch. Then you pull your yarn through and then you yarn over and pull your yarn through. So I'll show that again when I'm there. I should have shown it before, or showed it before. I don't know what I just said. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, oh, right. You go into the front loop, and then you point your hook down and point it back up into the second loop of the 2 single crochets you're going to do the decrease over. You yarn over, you pull through, and then you yarn over and pull through again. So 1. I feel like I did that too early. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I did it 1 stitch too early. 8, decrease. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, you see right there my hook caught some of the stuffing, so I had to manipulate it. It's nice to push down. You push down on the stuffing as you crochet, and that way you're less likely to get your hook getting stuck on the crochet. All right, my iPad went to sleep, but I'm pretty sure for 2 rounds, but I'm going to double check to make sure that this is perfect for you guys. Oops. I don't know, my iPad, it's touch screen, but it's not very sensitive, and sometimes I touch something and it doesn't work. So for 3 rounds, which is round 14, 15, and 16, you're going to do 27 single crochets, which means you're going to single crochet 1 single crochet in each round. Sorry, 1 single crochet into each stitch for 3 rounds, and that will give you a total of 27 single crochet per round. Right now you should have 27. So just go ahead and continue building your body up. Get to the point where you're doing you get to the next 3 rounds, and then I will join you afterwards. Okay, so right now you should have 27 single crochets. You did 3 rows of it, and I'm gonna continue on with the body. So the next row says 7 single crochet decrease times 3, which means you're gonna do 7 single crochet and then decrease 3 times. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's been a minute since I filmed this video. It's been tough to get the table. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? It's been tough to get the table without like having a lot of background noise. Right now, I usually have this hour between waking up the kids and getting them ready for school and sending them off to their rooms for their class. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I usually have this hour right now, and I just usually sit and relax before my husband comes and he starts working. And when he is working, he's got like so many meetings to go to, and he works here in the living room. So it's really, really difficult for me to find time at the table. I have previously tried to work in the living room on the bed, and I'm telling you, it's not going to happen because it's really, really uncomfortable working on the bed. And yeah, I don't want to do it. Plus, people don't see it properly because I have to lean over. And to show everybody everything that I'm doing, and it's not the best view. So yeah, we've decided not to do that anymore. All right, so that's one more of the 7 single crochet repeat. So after this, we should have 24 stitches. 3, 4. So I'm going to try to finish this video in the mornings. Let's hope every day, because usually I'm kind of like a little bit of a zombie in the morning. After I get the kids to school, I just sit down and I take in the quiet and I crochet. But meanwhile, I have this video that I really want to do and I really want to show you guys, and I'm not getting it done because I just can't get the table in such a way that I'll have no background noise. So we have to deal with what we have to do. All right, so now we're at round 18. And in round 18, we're going to do 2 single crochet and then a decrease. And that will leave us with 18 stitches. So I don't know if you could hear, my son's door is open and you could kind of hear his class. I could hear his class. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But seriously, this is more quiet than I usually go. What can I do? One day, school will be, like, this virus thing will end and they will actually go to school and my husband will go to work. Yeah, and I will probably be crocheting less then because I am crocheting a lot right now. But then I'll be, you know, going out, taking them to the playground more often, which I still do that, but not as much. Usually we used to go right after school and they'd spend an hour or 2 in the playground. I'll be going out with friends, hopefully, going out to more frequent walks where I don't have to worry about getting the kids ready. I will probably be crocheting less, but when I want to film, I'll be able to film because I will have the house to myself one day. Okay, so again, I'm on the, I have, how many more repeats of the 2? I am on the last repeat of 2 single crochet decrease, and I'm going to take the time right now to stuff it a bit more. Yeah. Oh, just a quick note. Look at the difference already in size between these 2. Same pattern, different yarn. And you know what? When you're making clothing, it's really important to stick to whatever size they say just because you want it to fit right. But when you're making amigurumi, you're the boss. You don't have to listen to, in fact, I never do. I decide I want to use worsted weight, or I want to use this weight, or I want to use that weight yarn, and that's what I do when I come across a pattern. Now, everybody's different. You might want to stick to the pattern and everything. At first, I wouldn't write what weight of yarn, what hook size, because I wanted people in my pattern, because I wanted people to choose. And my testers would kind of complain about that and say, no, you kind of have to put hook size and whatever, all those details on the thing for people to have guidance. So I never say the brand of yarn I use. I just say worsted weight, or I don't tell the colors that I used except for gray, white, whatever. Because seriously, amigurumi, you are in the driver's seat. You choose your hook, whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever hook you are comfortable with the size of the doll you have chosen, with the size of the yarn you've chosen. You choose your yarn, and the only difference is you'll either get a bigger doll or a smaller doll. That's the only difference that's going to happen. Okay, so now we're going to attach the arms. So this method of attaching arms is a no-sew method of attaching arms, and you could do it with any project where it says sew on the arms. The only thing you're going to have to do is you're going to add this one row where you're going to close up the arms, which we did earlier, for you earlier anyways, for me days ago. Close up the arms, and then you're going to do this method. Now, I am going to say what it takes me to do it, but you guys, you have your own set of judgment. If you feel that the arms are like too much to this side or that side, you know, just like if you were sewing it on, you can choose to do it slightly differently and choose the numbers that I'm going to say the way you want to do it. So I'm just going to start. In this round, it says you do 2 single crochets. So I'm going to do 2. For me, this is going to work because obviously this is my pattern. I wrote it. It might not work for you, so you're just going to adjust it. You might need 3 single crochets. You might need 1 single crochet. It doesn't matter. Just do whatever is right for your doll. Okay, so I did 2. Now we're going to attach the arms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the arm and I'm going to put it into my hook. Then I am going to find the next stitch, which is right here. This is my next stitch. I wonder if my light is coming in properly. Let me just move this. Ah! All right. I think that was better, even though I dropped my light in the process. But anyways, I'm sorry about the screen. All right, so I have the arm going in my hook already. I'm just treating it like it's just in my hook at this particular point. And then I'm going to find the next stitch that I need to single crochet into. And I'm going to go into there. And I'm going to yarn over. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull it through both the body and the arm single crochet. So I'm going to pull it through this single crochet and that single crochet. And I'm going to treat these 2 single crochet as though they are one single crochet. So I'm just going to pull it through, which, yeah, trust me, like I slow down on camera and then it just doesn't work. I'm going to do this. All right. All right, let's try that again. I can do it. I swear I do it all the time. I know it seems like I can't, but I can. All right, so you put it in. You have this single crochet in here and this single crochet here, and you're going to yarn over and pull through both of those 2 single crochet, and you're going to treat these 2 single crochet like it's one single crochet. I don't know if there's, like in clothing, there might be something like this where you attach like squares or arms or something where you just single crochet it together. This is like the same concept. I haven't made too much clothing or any clothing to know if there is, but you're going to do this 4 single crochets because you made 4 single crochets on the arm. And when you closed it off, you did 4, so you're going to do another 4. And that's it. Then you've got the arms on, or one arm, and you're going to do the next one next. So I like to give this a tug because this stitch does tend to get a little loose. Hide it inside our amigurumi, and we're going to move on. So what you want to make sure when you're making this this bunny, if you had to take more or less single crochets to get to the side where you thought the arm would be right, you need to make sure there's 5 single crochets in the front between this arm and this arm. That's all you need to do. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to do the 5. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to take the other arm, and I'm going to put it into my hook, go through the next stitch. I can't tell if you could see that. Go through the next stitch like this. Can you see that? I hope you could see that. And do 4 single crochets through both the arm and the body. And I'm almost there. I'm hoping you could see this. I skipped a stitch. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'll do that again. I read my pattern wrong. That's what happened. I am, you know, like those yarns where they say you can't make a mistake when you're making it because frogging is hard. That is not yarn for me. I mean, I like them. They look beautiful and all that. But it's not for me. Anyways, oopsies. Sorry about this. It is a little awkward to make sure I'm under the camera, but that's okay. This is what I chose to do. There are people, oh my gosh, like Bagode, who, you know, she comes out with patterns all the time and she always does tutorials, and I guess she's comfortable crocheting like this. I usually just keep it on my lap and crochet. I admire them so much. All right, so this is round 19 and you got the arms on, and guess what? Arms like this, at least for me, however I am, maybe I just am not a strong sewer, but I find arms like these are so much more secure than if you were to just do it with Think. If you were just to sew it on, I feel these are more secure. I feel more comfortable giving this to a child who will be carrying it around maybe by the arm than I would if I sewed it on, like that. It's not going to fall apart on them. I mean, obviously you can't do this with everything. Like if someone wants to carry this doll with the around with its ears, well, there's nothing I can do. It's going to have to be sewn on. There's no hack for that, but there is a hack for this, and why not take it if we can? So I'm just going to continue stuffing the body a little bit, and that's it. We're done with the body. So right now we have the head. That's our last piece of the shared body parts of this doll. Did I make the ears on camera yet? No, I did not make the ears. Like I said, it's been a minute since I did the last thing, so I don't remember exactly what I have done and what I haven't. But here we go. Here's our body. Here is the difference. This is using a D or a 3.25 millimeter hook, and this is using a B or a 2.25 millimeter hook, and basically, and a DK weight. This is a worsted weight, and this is the difference in size. So seriously, if you look at a doll and you make it and you're like, I wish it was bigger, because maybe you like bigger stuff, then just change your yarn size and change your hook size. Or if you're like me or my family who likes everything smaller, you'd be like, oh, I wish it was smaller. Change your hook size and change your yarn. That's why at the beginning of this this video, I did not specify what yarn you needed. I said you need yarn, and you could use any type of yarn as you want.